Good afternoon everybody, and welcome to another video from Tall Travels, a long awaited video from Tall Travels. So today I've had a window of opportunity with the weather because it's been absolutely horrendous here in Bath in the United Kingdom, weather-wise, for the last few weeks and months. Ever since I arrived back into the UK in July, I think it was, just raining pretty much every day. So yeah guys, walking along the Kennet and Avon Canal here. We've got some people living in these canal boats. Rents are very expensive in the city and in England as a whole, so many people are opting to live in canal boats, which makes a lot of sense. I don't know how much it costs to moor one of these boats here. Oh god, look at this one. Must be some real crusties living in this canal boat. Oh, I better keep my voice down. Look at that everybody, graffiti from 1894, 1896 there. Wow, look at that, 1840. There we go everybody, look, this bridge was erected in 1800. And I think that building up there is a part of Bath University. They've got some tennis courts there. We've got some very fancy canal boats here, everybody. They look empty. I think, they're rented out to tourists in summertime especially. And some of these other boats people are living in. So everyone, I thought I'd give you an update on how things are going for Tall Travels in the UK. So it's not going too bad so far. I really like this time of year, autumn time. It's my favourite time in pretty much any country. So it's very beautiful here in Bath. You know, all the colours on the trees, and it's not too cold yet. So it's still pretty warm, and it's windy, very atmospheric. I don't know what these two are doing behind me in wetsuits and party hats. So yeah guys, things not going too badly here in the UK. But of course I'll be glad to get back to Russia soon. So I'm thinking possibly to be spending my Christmas time and New Year in St. Petersburg. So everybody, I'm glad I have you with me today because I want to go for a walk more often in the countryside in Bath, but if you don't have the company sometimes, then it's pretty boring, isn't it? So yeah, walking around with this camera also gives me a bit of an alibi because I don't look too suspicious. Because if you're a heterosexual man walking around alone in the British countryside, then it's rapist until proven innocent. So everybody, if you come to this country and you fancy a walk around in the countryside, then you should have your girlfriend with you, or maybe a camera like me, but ideally you want a dog. If you have a dog, then you're fairly inconspicuous. Now, if you want to be almost entirely sure that you don't arouse any suspicion walking around in the beautiful English countryside, then the dog you walk around with should ideally be a poodle. Because let's face it, what rapist is going to be walking around with a poodle? Did you ever hear about the poodle rapist? Right, there's nothing up here. I'm going back the way I came. Look at this sign, for Christ's sake. This is a perfect example of the British nanny state. Please use this space respectfully with an understanding that children may be present. No littering. Please use the bins provided. Dogs must be leashed. No fouling, no fires, no alcohol, no bikes and no barbecues. In other words, no fun. Yeah, everybody. So, like I said, things not going too bad here in the UK. But I'm really looking forward to that day when I'm in the departure lounge at Bristol Airport. But until then, try and make the best of things. One of the annoying things about living in central Bath is there's a lot of people around. So as soon as there's a tiny bit of sun in this country, everybody goes running out into nature. So yeah, everybody, seeing as I've been out of this country overseas for most of the last 15 years or so, I noticed some big cultural changes in this country. So one of the main things that I've noticed is everybody's turning gay. Wow, look at that, everybody. Beautiful. Look at the size of that tree. Wow, that's a pretty nice view, everybody. We've got the train line here. In that direction it goes towards Bristol, and in that direction it goes towards London. Come on in. Come here then. You see how friendly the cats are in this country, everybody? A Russian cat would never come towards me. Come here then. Oh, yeah. Hello, friendly British cat. You're lucky there's no Russian cats here. They'll tear you to pieces. Alright everybody, I'm back in the fields where I made my last video, I believe. You can see how muddy it is down here. So yeah, everybody, I wanted to talk about more of the changes that I've noticed in this country after coming back, having spent most of the last 15 years abroad. So, you know, how dare you. Now, one of the main things I've noticed in the UK since I've been back is the ever-increasing amount of alphabet people. So yeah, everybody, when I talk about alphabet people, then of course I'm referring to LGBTQ. So I'm going to use the appropriate language in this video to keep the censors satisfied, and I won't use any of the terms I might want to use down the pub with my friends. This topic is merely an observation. Tall Travels has no problems with the alphabet people whatsoever. So maybe one day I'll come back to this country, arrive at Bristol Airport, and I'll be the only heterosexual man left. There'll just be like gays at the airport and robots, or maybe queer robots. I'm sure if the British government introduced humanoids, robots into this country, then they're automatically going to be programmed to be gay. Now, on a more serious note, everybody, another thing that I notice is that there's an ever increasing amount of homeless people in Bath. And so yeah, I've got some video footage I'll probably put in later, and also a lot of empty shops. So there's a lot of shops closing down in Bath. I think this is a familiar situation around the rest of the UK, because everybody's buying things online lately, aren't they? So, you know, why bother going down to your local city centre to buy something from the shops when you can buy it on Amazon and get it delivered in a day, and it's going to be cheaper than on the high street as well. So yeah, everybody, a lot more alphabet people, a lot more homeless people, and also a lot of drug users in this country. When I'm walking around in central Bath every day, pretty much I can smell marijuana in the air. And this is very rare in the places I've been living in for the last 15 years. In Ukraine, very rarely, maybe in Odessa. In Russia, not at all. Not once did I smell any wacky backy being smoked. And I think the penalties are probably pretty severe there. If you get caught with it, and especially if you're dealing it, of course. And even around where my place is, I'm seeing quite a few drug addicts around and discarded needles and stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty sad. Right everyone, I've come across an obstacle here. I can't get in that direction because there's too much flood water, and I've got my Adidas on and I don't want to completely trash them, so I'm going to go back the way I came. So everybody, this beautiful city of Bath is run by the Liberal Democrats, so it should come as no surprise that there is a large LGBTQ population, and there's also a lot of homeless people and drug addicts and urban decay. Now, another thing that's killing the centre of Bath, everybody, is that this city has something similar to Sadiq Khan's ULEZ system in London. So in Bath, we have here, it's called the clean air something or other, clean air zones. So what that basically means is there's a lot of restrictions on bringing your car into the centre of the city. And the reason they give for this is air pollution. Yeah, everyone, so never in my life have I noticed any problems with air pollution in this city. I don't think the people living here actually know what air pollution is. If you go to Novosibirsk in Siberia in Russia in January, then you can talk to me about air pollution. So this clean air scam in Bath is all part of a larger scam, the man-made global warming scam, which, as most sensible people realize, is just a way to extract more money from you and I. Right everybody, what else can I talk about? So yeah, more information about Bath. Now, Bath has a population of 100,000, but there's 30,000 people that live here between the ages of 18 and 21. So yeah, there's a lot of international students here, national and international. So you have students from all over the world that want to come and study here. From China, America, Italy, Spain, Japan, all over the place. Right everybody, let's go back to talking about alphabet people. So yeah, I've noticed in this country that there's some people that are clearly like gay, let's say, or lesbian, or whatever you want to say. Damn it, there's a lot of poops down here. Oh fuck, I'm in a sheep's field. Are sheep dangerous? No, I don't think so. We'll soon find out. I can't remember hearing any story about a man being killed by a sheep. That would be pretty unfortunate. I'm just going to be brave and walk straight through. And if they come at me, I'm going to twat them with a camera. I'm going back. I can hear you all laughing at me now, saying, "Tall Travels is scared of sheep, ha ha ha." Right, yeah everybody, so I noticed there's a lot of full-blown like gay people, lesbians, trans and all that kind of stuff, LGBTQ, but there's also a lot of people that look straight at first glance, but then you listen to them and hear the way they act, and if they're not full-blown gay, then they're kind of borderline, you know what I mean? So everybody, you might see some bloke in the street and he looks like a normal heterosexual male. You know, maybe he's got big muscles, looks like he spends all his time in the gym. But then you hear him talking or acting in a certain way and it's like, bloody hell. I think the elites in this country are doing their damnedest to remove masculinity from the British population. Right everybody, so if you're planning on moving to the UK, perhaps you're coming here as a student or for a job or something like that, and you're scared that by coming here you're going to turn from heterosexual into homosexual, then I can offer you the following advice. So first on the list for avoiding a transition when you come to the UK is television. You should not in any circumstances buy a television set, because this is how they're going to get you. So yeah everybody, there's a huge difference between television in Russia, for example, in the UK. In Russia, every time you turn on the TV, it's always something violent, some war film or crime TV series or something like that. But whenever you turn on the TV in the UK, now I don't own a TV by the way, I'm getting lots of threatening messages from the TV licensing people. Now, a thing to bear in mind, everybody, that if you want the privilege of owning a television set in the UK, you have to pay a license for it. and it's something absolutely obscene, like £150 a year or something like that. And if you don't pay it, you're going to get lots and lots of threatening messages, threatening letters through your postbox, like I'm getting at the moment. So yeah, everybody, the main reason to avoid the TV, of course, is because British programming is very, very gay. And a lot of the top presenters in this country are 100% homosexual. So I really don't recommend you get a TV at all. At least with the internet you can control your exposure to this kind of stuff to some degree. Unfortunately, you're still going to get the ads, but you can use ad blockers to block as much as possible. So guys, pretty much the only time I'm exposed to British TV is when I go to the gym, because I'm on a running machine or something like that, and I'm pointing directly at the bloody thing, you know, and they've got these daytime TV shows that are mostly controlled by gays, so yeah, it's hard to avoid sometimes. Now everybody, if you're on the internet, it's a little bit easier to control your exposure to this kind of stuff, because you can choose your content more easily, and also you've got ad blockers to block those annoying ads. The second way of protecting yourself from morphing into an alphabet person when you're in the UK is by not working with women, okay? So everybody, if you're coming to live and work in this country and you're scared about something unforeseen happening to yourself, then I suggest you choose a traditionally masculine career. So I advise you to try and limit your contact to women in the workplace. And when I talk about traditionally masculine careers, I'm talking about a trade, for example, like painter, bricklayer, electrician, plumber, or something like that. Yeah, so in these jobs you can limit your exposure to the fairer sex in the workplace. If you're not into the trades, you know, an electrician, plumber or something like that, then there's other choices for you if you don't want anything unforeseen to happen to you. You can choose sales, for example. Something like a Wolf of Wall Street will be good. You can work in the city in London because it's mostly male orientated. Last time I checked anyway. Things are changing fast, but you know, it's mostly men, and the testosterone is pumping in these offices. You're competing with each other, and it's a very healthy work environment. And the chances of you turning towards the other side are very slim, I think. Now, you might also decide to choose your city in the UK very carefully, because some are more liberal than others. For example, as I told you, here in Bath is a Liberal Democrat city, so it's not entirely safe for you. And of course, Brighton is a classic example. Brighton is the gay capital of the UK. So a lot of the alphabet people will migrate towards Brighton, but to be honest, they're spread out throughout the country. It's not like in Russia. In Russia, these LGBTQ people from all over the country, they all want to converge on St. Petersburg. It is a place to be. So you'll find that St. Petersburg is a pretty liberal city by Russian standards. Good afternoon, everybody, and it's another blustery day here in jolly old Bath. I'm down by the train embankment, or river embankment, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, where was I? Yeah, so if you're coming to the UK and you're scared about turning to the other side, then there's some other jobs or careers you could think about. You could work online for yourself. That's perfect, because you're working by yourself, generally at home, so lovely. Or perhaps something like a mechanic, because if you're a mechanic, you're going to be greasing axles and not greasing. There we go, everybody. There's some close shop here. Across here we've got another bubble tea place that's closed down, and over there some prime shopping premises that's closed. We are open for business. Yeah, looks like it. Another closed shop, guys. This is on the main street. This street is absolutely shocking everybody. Almost everything on this side of the street is closed down. Right everyone, so yeah, as you can see, Bath is a very beautiful city, but in recent years there's been an increasing amount of homeless people here, drug addicts on the street, shops closing down, so it's a pretty sad situation, to be honest, because Bath has historically been known as a posh city. So yeah, today not quite as posh as it was before. And there is quite a number of gypsies on the street as well with their crocodile smiles, and you have to watch out, because if you don't give them money, they can put a gypsy curse on you or a spell or use some black magic against you. But Tall Travels is safe, everybody. What they don't realize is that I spent so much time in Eastern Europe that I built up an immunity to gypsy black magic. So guys, it's goodbye for me, and bear in mind what I said. If you're planning to come to this country and you're worried about becoming gay, then best don't come at all.